You're either becoming stronger or you're slipping silently backwards. And this morning I almost chose backwards. I woke up feeling relaxed, maybe too relaxed, and there was this little voice in my head telling me to just hit the hub, chase some easy dopamine and just coast. But that micro moment, that's where your entire life gets decided. And most men don't even realize that they're losing the battle. Now, if you've ever felt like you're not quite moving forward, but not really going backwards either, this video will wake you up to a harsh reality. Because what you think is staying the same is actually regression in disguise. There's no middle ground. There's no purgatory. And most men think that they're maintaining when they're actually declining. And it's destroying their lives without them knowing it. So this morning, when that voice hit, I did something that changed everything. I literally pictured my future self in the room with me, looking at me like, bro, don't be an idiot. You know where this leads. You've been down that road before. So you know what? I got up, hit the gym, and here I am now, energized, focused, creating this content for you guys. That's the difference between getting stronger and slipping backwards. It happens in moments like that. Micro decisions that seem insignificant, but compound into everything. But here's the part that I don't tell you about habit formation. Researchers have discovered that habits take an average of 66 days to form. Not 21 days like everyone thinks. 66 days of consistent action before something becomes automatic. But here's the part that'll blow your mind. Habits take 66 days to form, but can decay in just 3 to 7 days of inconsistency. It's not a fair fight. Neuroscientists have discovered that your brain literally changes structure when you slip backwards, and it happens a lot faster than you think. Studies prove that 92% of people who make positive changes revert to old patterns within 6 months. And this is where it gets controversial. Your brain isn't your friend. It's a survival machine that'll sacrifice your future for present comfort every single time. While everyone's debating on soft life versus hard mode, they're missing the real issue. The comfortable version of you is the enemy of the strong version of you. And comfort always wins unless you understand this one thing. It's called behavioral entropy. Without constant energy input, systems naturally move towards disorder. Your discipline is energy. Your consistency is energy. Your daily choices are energy. Stop putting in that energy and entropy takes over. And I learned this the hard way. There have been periods where I thought I could just coast, autopilot, just chill. Where I justified eating junk because I'm in a fat burning state anyway. Where I took too many rest days because I've been training hard. And slowly, silently, I started slipping backwards. The gut started coming back. The face got chubbier. The veins stopped popping. My energy was dropping. My focus was cloudy as fuck. I've had periods where I couldn't even post content because I felt like a fraud, preaching transformation while slipping backwards myself. I've been there. You're gonna have those days. But that's when I realized there's no neutral gear in this game. You're either building momentum or you're losing it. And most of the time, you don't notice you're losing it until you're already halfway back to where you started. And here's what the research reveals that'll blow your mind. People often mistake plateaus for dead ends. They quit right before their breakthrough because they don't understand how progress actually works. It's not linear. It's more like a staircase. Effort plateau, breakthrough. Effort plateau, breakthrough. But during those plateau periods, if you're not actively maintaining, you're silently sliding backwards. Social media shows you guys who have made it, but what they don't show you is the daily battle to not slide backwards. The universe rewards movement and despises stagnation. And here's what most men don't understand about the psychology of regression. Your brain has one job: keep you alive and keep you comfortable. And comfortable means familiar. Familiar means your old patterns, your old habits, your old self. So when life gets stressful, when motivation fades, when things get tough, your brain defaults to what it knows. And what it knows is the version of you that doesn't push boundaries. This is the harsh truth that most men can't handle. Self-improvement gurus tell you to just do it, but they never explain why your brain is literally wired to sabotage you. That's why willpower alone isn't enough. Willpower is finite. Environment is constant. Systems are what save you when motivation disappears. My system this morning wasn't motivation. It was having a conversation with my future self. It was knowing that conquering that small battle would compound into everything else. Because here's what I've learned about becoming stronger. It's not about the big dramatic moments. It's about the micro wins. The daily choice to do the thing when you don't feel like it. There are days where I think, fuck it, life's too hard. I don't want to just throw in the towel completely, just wave the flag. That voice never goes away. The hardest part isn't the big failures. It's the 1,000 tiny surrenders that happen when no one's watching. But when you conquer that voice, when you choose growth over comfort in that micro moment, nothing comes close to that feeling. That's when you realize every small battle you win compounds into the man that you become. And this is a system that changes everything. Here's what I call the entropy equation. Every day, life applies pressure. You either apply counter pressure through intentional action, or entropy wins and you slide backwards. The equation is simple. Daily pressure plus your response equals your direction. And look, if you're watching this realizing you've been sliding backwards without knowing it, you're not alone, bro. I help men build entropy-proof systems that keep them moving forward, even when motivation disappears. I've got strategy calls open this week, links in the description. But keep watching because I'm going to reveal the exact system that saved me this morning. The 3 pillars of counter pressure. First, physical resistance. Non-negotiable movement that signals strength. For me, that's drinking my greens every single morning, having my coffee with my butter and honey before my workout, getting the training done. As long as I'm hitting those physical markers, I know I'm applying counter pressure. Second, mental resistance. Future self conversations that override present comfort. When that voice tells you to coast, you have a conversation with the man you're becoming. You ask him what he would do, and you listen. Third, social resistance. Environments and people that pull you forward, not backwards. If your environment makes it easier to slip than grow, you're fighting entropy with one hand tied behind your back. And you can tell which equation someone is following just by looking at them. Men who are growing look different. They're glowing. They have more energy. They're more focused. They carry themselves differently. Men who are slipping look tired, distracted, like they're going through the motions but not really present. The difference isn't dramatic at first, but compounded over weeks, over months, and it becomes obvious. So how do you handle those plateau periods when it feels like nothing's just changing? You track your progress. You look back at the actions you've taken. You remember that everything compounds over time. Nothing happens overnight. Nothing. Those 1% improvements you're making might show results immediately, but they're building something. And when you've done everything you can, when you've emptied the tank and you've given your absolute best, you trust the process. Because here's what I know to be true. The universe has no choice but to deliver when you've done your part. When you show up consistently, when you do the work, when you battle through those micro moments of temptation, results become inevitable. But you have to understand that becoming stronger isn't a destination. It's a direction. And every day, you're either moving in that direction or you're moving away from it. There's no standing still. There's no maintenance mode. There's no neutral. You either become the man you're meant to be or you become a version of yourself you'll regret. So here's my question for you. Which direction are you moving right now? Are you putting in the energy to build momentum? Or are you letting entropy take over? Are you having conversations with your future self? Or are you listening to that voice that wants you to stay comfortable? Because the difference between those two choices isn't about your fitness or your business or your relationships. It's about who you become. And that choice happens every single day. Sometimes every single hour. Sometimes every single minute. If you're ready to stop the silent side and start building unstoppable momentum, I've got a few calls open this week. available for men who are serious about winning the daily battle. We'll build your personal entropy equation so you never have to wonder which direction you're moving again. Links in the description. But even if you're not ready for that, at least do this. Comment entropy if you're done letting life push you backwards. I just want to see how many men are ready to take control of the equation, and share this with a brother who needs to hear that his maintenance might actually be regression in disguise. Remember, you're either becoming stronger or slipping silently backwards. There's no middle ground. The entropy equation is always running. The question is, are you going to control it, or is it going to control you?